family would love to have you, and make sure you click that thumbs up button because apparently it helps with the YouTube algorithm. Now, yes, it is a little bit dark in here. I still have my shades up, my reflector things, and I'm in the back of Van Diesel. But I've been on the phone all day. I've been making tons of calls because I've been attempting to chase down the parts that I need for Vantastic to get it back on the road. And that has proven to be quite difficult, as you already know, because, well, apparently the parts just don't exist anywhere. But I have been doing my due diligence and attempting to find said parts because I am determined, as I put in my title of my stream yesterday. If you have not watched that yet, go and check that out because I reveal a lot in said stream. So no need to double dose and put the same things back in this one. So we will continue moving forward with the mission at hand. The mission is to find said parts. I'm going to go to the van. One potential supplier who may be able to get me the part has asked for some more information off of Vantastic, off of the nameplate. So I'm going to go and have a little look-see at said plate and see if I can find some additional information. What's up, Data? Welcome to the stream. I'm going to see if I can find some additional information that he requires, and hopefully said additional information will result in me being able to get said parts. He said there's a chance, and then there's a chance that it won't. So we'll see. What's up, Karen? Welcome to the stream. So I'm about to go and do just that. I'm going to go to Vantastic first, have a quick look. What's up, Nicole? I'm going to have a quick look-see, and hopefully, fingers crossed, we will be able to get apart from this potential supplier of said parts. If not, then we just have to be patient and hope sooner rather than later that the part comes around. Now, I saw someone selling a Transit van complete van and of the same generation. However, come to discover, even though it may be the same gen, a lot of them have different. What's up, Jazzy? Welcome to the stream. Jazzy, Nicole, Karen, Data. What's up, guys? And anyone watching the background, what's up to all you guys? Now, apparently there could be 7 or 8 different variation of said parts, depending on what more precise model. Apparently there was different variations, even though it's the same model, but they had, some of them came in 5 studs, some came in 6, some came in, like, there was a bunch of different variations. I didn't realize there's like potentially 7 or 8 different ones, and not all of those will obviously fit my van. So fingers crossed, though. I'm gonna go back there, I'm gonna get that info, and then after I do that, I'm gonna call the wreckers and see what they tell me. And after that, then I'm going to continue, or should I say, well, it is kind of a continuation, I guess. Unofficially, I haven't really announced it, but technically the build for Vanormous has started. It's just been that we've been stuck in the cleaning arena of said build for a while. So, and you know, that's been taking up a bunch of time, and then I've been kind of tap dancing around the whole situation. Should I stay, should I go kind of with the van due to, you know, my allergies and things. But I figure I might as well just go ahead and get into the teardown. I don't want to do anything that's going to, at the end of the day, be pointless. And getting a detail, paying someone to come in and shampoo and do all this stuff on the outside things may not get the trick done. It may end up being a waste of money. They're going to charge me at least a few $100 at least to do it, because the size of the van, a few hundred that I don't have to do that. So what I can do is I can start tearing it down myself, and hopefully in the process removing things that are causing me to have my allergies. If I remove all the carpeted areas, the visible carpet areas, and then I give everything a good wipe down clean, I'm hoping that is going to be enough. There's going to still be areas I can't reach and get to. As you guys know, I expressed my concerns yesterday in regards to that, but at the end of the day, we'll see how we go. And if all else fails after I've done that, then I guess I have to look at potentially letting it go. But I think, again, over time, the allergens do become less potent from my research, and we should be okay, even if it takes a little bit longer before that okay breathability factor comes into play. It is what it is, but I've done a lot of research. I've been looking around for a lot of different things as well, and it's also painfully apparent that the price of these type of vans, like the high roof long wheelbase Ford Transit I have and the high roof jumbo wheelbase Mercedes Sprinter I have, that they are really starting to become hard to find. And when they are around, people are selling them for a very, very pretty dime. So I basically, it would be in my best interest to figure out a way to make the vans I already have work for me. And if that requires a little bit of patience to eventually get to that point where they do become that, then it looks like I'll be in a better position overall, because yeah, these type of vans, like I said, are in high demand, and when you have one that's built out, it's even in more demand. So we're just going to have to play the game and see, um, you know, how things play out. So I've got to be a little bit patient and just, go with the flow, and hopefully we'll get there. So I'm officially announcing the Vanormous build has begun, even though, again, yes, it technically has. Cleaning is part of any build. It is part of the process. So I'm officially putting that there now that we are starting, especially because today I'm going to be doing the tear down. I'm going to start tearing parts out. I'm going to start taking stuff apart and stuff. So it's official. And yeah, then we're going to start putting new stuff up to replace said things we took down. Like, for example, pieces of wood that we had covering the wall and things. We're going to attempt to, you know, recover it and things like that. So all these things for build and things, as you guys know who build OGs on the channel, these things cost money, and obviously YouTube is my full-time job, and anything that we do is due to your guys' support. So if anyone wants to support said builds or repairs or anything like that, your support is greatly appreciated. And if you guys would like to contribute through a donation, making a donation or a tip or something like that, you can do so by clicking on the Streamlabs link that you see in the chat there. It just comes and goes, and you'll see it says help Faithful. Do you want to help Faithful build or repairs, blah, blah, blah. Click on that link. It's attached to my PayPal, and or click on my PayPal. The link is in the description, paypal.me/offtaplife. And you can make a donation there. I get to keep 100% of donations to either of those two links, and I get instant access to those. Whereas if you donate through YouTube Super Chat, even though it will still be appreciated, if that's the way you want to roll, you can roll that way. But just know in advance, I don't get to keep 100% of that. And I basically, after all said and done, will end up with less than 50% due to the fact that I'm also being taxed 24% on top of the amount that YouTube is already taking. So just know that in advance. YouTube's a multi-billion-dollar company. I'm sure they don't really need your help to survive. Unlike me, I could use 100% of that donation to help me survive. So that being said, we're going to move forward. Let's get the show on the road. Let's get some heat into Van Diesel. Let's hit the road, get on our way. I do also need to make a stop over at the other storage unit before it closes, where the Beamer is. I just need to get a couple things out of the car. And I think I'm going to do that after the fact. I think I'll do that after, because I'm kind of, I guess I'm closer to the other space right now. So I think I'll do that. I'll just go to the other garage where the vans are, is closer. Plus I want to get there and get the code off of the name plate for the wreckers, so they can tell me or not if they think they can get this part or not. So let's do it. I'm gonna put you guys in the front where there's and then eventually there's gonna be more light in a second, so hang in there, guys. But I'm gonna put you guys up there, and let's get the show on the road. taking my reflectors off. Out. Empty this water out. All right, let's get to it. Oh, keys. All right, let's get it. All right, so just let this warm up just a little bit. Won't take long. I usually wait until the coil light goes off. She goes off in a few seconds, and then that'll be enough. We'll get going. Hope you guys are having a good one. Hope everyone's enjoying themselves. I did take some allergy stuff as well. One of those allergy pills in anticipation that I'm going to be spending time in Vanormous, and also that it is freaking super windy again today. But we should be okay if it's, you know, it's not like it's, you know, if I alternate days, if I'm not consistently in there, I think it'd give my system a chance to slowly kind of get used to that environment and give me a break, so that hopefully in time anyways I'm just fine in there, which would be the better outcome if I'm just fine in there. One of the things I want to tear down inside of there is regardless of anything, even if somehow miraculously I could keep, even if I could keep all the black carpeting stuff that's already there, I want to have direct access to the back of my van. I don't like having a barrier. It makes it no longer a jumbo wheelbase if I can only access half of it from the front cabin. I want to be able to walk from the front all the way to the back, and all the way from the back all the way to the front. So I'm gonna start tearing down so I can also get to that stage where I can do that. So all right, she's warmed up enough. Let's get going. It's a sunny day otherwise. Blue skies, windy like I said, but blue skies, only a few little small clouds here and there. But overall, it's a very blue sky day. I've got no sun though, because of course I happen to be parked underneath a bunch of trees. So my power supply didn't benefit from said blue sky, unfortunately, at all. And now it's after 2, so I may get 1 hour of solar today if I'm lucky. That's about it. But yeah, you know, it kind of is what it is. Anywho, the positive is that, you know, we can drive Van Diesel again, and we can charge up the alternator, you know, by driving it and stuff. So there's that, you know what I mean? So it's not a complete failed endeavor as such. Also been thinking, like, one of the things I really wanted to do in my future builds, as you guys know, I really wanted to only get the parts that I really wanted and not settle for lesser parts. But the things I really want, like for example lithium batteries, are so freaking expensive. You know, and it just makes it hard, because at the very minimum I just need to have some sort of power in these vans, period. They need to be able to have some sort of power, period. You know, like, they need to be able to fend for themselves. They're sitting there getting tons of potential solar every day. They got the high roof, so a little bit closer to the sun than Van Diesel, because they're just higher. But I just need to have some sort of power set up in these vans. You know, like, so I could put a little small fridge in there. If, you know, when the time was right, I could take it on a little bit of a excursion and do some of the build, because I think what's going to happen and what's going to be very important, because see, one of the things is I can't have vehicles just sitting around not being driven. It's not good for them. We've seen what's happened to the Beamer. I completely lost a battery, and who knows what else. If the fuel pump, maybe, I don't know, would it still gone if I was driving regularly? I don't know. Again, I'm still just assuming it is the fuel pump. But all I know is the battery definitely wouldn't have died if I was driving regularly. And I don't want these vans just sitting around and not being driven, but I need to be able to stay in them. And that is important. Otherwise, I'm just doing more harm than good, especially for myself. If I have to replace a battery every freaking few weeks because I let the van sit too many times and the battery died too many times, and then have to go and attempt to jump start it, like the Beamer got sat for too long of periods. Every time I went back, had to jump start it, it was going to die eventually under those circumstances. No car likes being just sitting around doing nothing. It is important for a car's well-being to be driven. Just facts. Just the way it is. For all, not just the battery, but all the moving parts, all the hoses and pipes and things like that. It's very important. So we need to, at the very minimum, create some sort of environment in these vans where they can be driven away. And because at the end of the day, just like Van Diesel, I can do builds from anywhere. I don't have to be in one location to do a build. Once I've got, you know, I mean, well, look, we started Van Diesel out with nothing, and we slowly built it, and we built it all around the joint. The first time I went up north, even, you guys remember, I went to freaking, I think the first time I went to Harvey Bay or somewhere, I still didn't even have any power. We went up north. up north without any power, for that matter, without the van being even completely running great. You know, it had its issues, but yet we soldiered on and we just went for it. And slowly along the way, we was able to build it up and get it, you know, to what it is now, which is, you know, but that didn't have to happen. Me being stuck on the Sunshine Coast, I could literally do that anywhere. So anyways, I want to get the show on the road. I know you guys want to as well. You guys want to see the content. You guys want to see everything start rolling. I know you guys enjoy this stuff, these builds and different things, and it's time, man. Like, I just really literally just, I'm feeling very anxious. I'm feeling very just like wanting to get results and get things moving forward. I don't like the stagnant feeling of just, you know, being stuck and not being able to progress. That bothers me, that frustrates me, that annoys me. So yeah, that's the mission, that's the goal right now, is to be able to progress, to be able to move forward, to be able to get the show on the road, to get things cracking, you know. So that's the goal. So anywho, we're just about at Vanormous now, and we're going to go ahead and dive in as soon as we get there, get the info off of Vantastic. Then I'm going to call the wreckers, and hopefully they'll have some good news. But he already said he doesn't like my chances. He's already kind of destroyed my whole myth about that. I also just did an inquiry about that Mercedes that's, you know, just sitting near my vans, and they are intending on selling it. They're going to find out a price of what they think it's worth. They said it owes them money. Basically, it's been sitting there for a while. The guy who owns the vehicle hadn't paid his storage fees for a very long time, so they're going to want to recoup as much money as they can from it. So I don't think it's going to be something in my budget that they're going to be asking. I have a feeling they're going to ask something ridiculous for it. If they do, we won't obviously get it, but if it's cheap enough, it could potentially be a dope build, and it could be potentially maybe one of the first vehicles that we flip and just build up and flip. Or I don't know, maybe keep it and make it part of the collection. I don't know, but it definitely needs to, for starters, just be within a reasonable price. Otherwise, forget about it. And to me, what's a reasonable price for something like that that's been sitting abandoned for over a year, with the window open, and who knows what's inside, and blah blah blah, who even knows if it runs by now after sitting so long, and etc etc etc. I'm literally talking like a couple $100. So to me, that's what it's worth to me, not to mention the damage that it has from someone backing into it. So time will tell. We'll see what they say. But yeah, they'll tell me at some point when they figure it out. All right, so we're near Vanormous and Vantastic. So I think it was a good move coming here first. We were closer than the storage unit, the other storage unit, I should say. The only reason I'm really anxious to get things happening and stuff is because I want to do it while I can. Because, if this area ends up going into another lockdown or something like that, which has happened in the past, and I couldn't come back down to my vehicles at all, I want to at least take advantage of the time that I can spend working on them right now and stuff. Um, Also, um, I really want to um, make them, like, I need them to be able to be driven desperately. Van Diesel is such a trooper, and we've been through a lot, Van Diesel and all of us. But I would love to be able to take some of the strain off Van Diesel and just I pushed this thing. We've pushed it. We've put so many Ks on this thing. We've pushed the hell out of this car and done it in times when it wasn't even, shouldn't have been pushed. Wasn't in the best condition to be pushed. And I would like to address things that I know are issues and potential issues on this van before I continue to go on another big excursion with it, because I'm scared. I am scared to go on another big excursion with Van Diesel right now, because we took so many risks before. We kind of had to. It was the only vehicle I had. We had no choice. And especially when areas went into lockdown, and obviously I didn't want to be in areas that were going to be in lockdown. I freaking left before they went into lockdown, or they were already in lockdown, and so I couldn't come back here. And so for me, that means, like, right now in my brain, because I've been here for a while now, and just my brain is like, I feel like I need to, like, I want to go on another freaking just adventure, even if it's a short one, like even if they're just 1 week adventures, so I can come back and swap vehicles and keep every vehicle running and not just sitting around. um, I I freaking just really, really, really want to, need to get out of here for a bit for my own sanity now, because I just feel like I've been put for too long, and I'm ready to go. I'm aching and just longing for another adventure, but I just can't do it in Van Diesel right now. Like, I would have driven Van Diesel off for another adventure. I just don't. I you guys don't understand the stress, and I mean, you guys who've been on the channel for a minute know all the things that've gone on with this van, and I've pushed it so much. And right now I know there's things I need to still address and fix. Like, for example, the clutch. Like, I don't think this clutch has another freaking huge trip up north left in it. I really don't. I'm on borrowed time with that clutch. The gear, it already won't go into second gear, which they say is an easy fix, but the clutch itself just feels like, when I drive Vanormous, the difference is chalk and cheese. Vanormous's clutch is just, you can tell it's been changed in recent times. This clutch feels like it's completely just on its last leg, and I'm really concerned about that, and it's something that needs to be done. I would like to get it done before I go on another big journey. Otherwise, I'll just end up broken down, clutch gone, broken down, far away from home up north, and then what? That's going to be a huge issue or a huge problem. So I don't want to do that. I want to make sure that I can get to where I'm going and get back to where I'm based at. I think at the end of the day, this is my base down here. I don't. I like being based Sunshine Coast. I just kind of like Sunshine Coast area, so I think that will always kind of be my base of operations, where I'm kind of based at, where I come back to, where my vehicles are stored. Makes sense that it's my base, where my vehicles are. And I just like the Sunshine Coast. I really like the Sunshine Coast. It's just a cool vibe, and I feel I know it very well now. And compared to Gold Coast or Brisbane or things like Sunshine Coast, definitely just, I feel, is a good balance of the best that Gold Coast, like the things that I like about Gold Coast, like mainly beaches and things like that, or the rainforest, like Mount Tambourine or things like that. You know, the mountainous areas. Um, there's definitely a balance where you can find those type of things on the Sunshine Coast as well, and then just the things in general, Gold Coast, Brisbane have. You know, there is a little bit of, you know, the things you need. Me being a modern type of person, you know, every once in a while I do need my favorite foods outside of what I cook. You know, every once in a while you want to go to eat somewhere, or you want to go into a certain store or things like that. And so I can find those things here. And if I wasn't on the Sunshine Coast, also I would, if that wasn't my base would still be further up north, Queensland. I just like Queensland. I think it's a state that really matches me. Um, and I like it. And I like warm, and the warmer the better. I don't like cold. And also, I like breathability, which Queensland, the further up north you go, the better, depending on the type of breathing, respiratory, like, you know, asthma, like deal you have. But for me, further up north means less pollen and things, because the plants and things stay in bloom, you know, pretty much all year round. The further north you go, you don't have a huge hardcore spring because the temperatures are always warm and stuff. Um, you know, you don't see a bunch of plants having to rebloom because they just stay in bloom. The other thing is just um, the cold does not agree with me either. So outside of pollen, cold can affect my breathing, my asthma and things. So I like that as well. So if I wasn't based up down like in Sunshine Coast, I would probably be based further up north. I'd probably be like, um, you know, Cairns or somewhere like that. You know what I mean? So yeah, I don't know. But Queensland definitely is my base. I would say state wise in Australia, Queensland is the state for me. I don't know. I haven't been to Northern Territory yet, so who knows? I might actually really like Northern Territory, or I might like, and it definitely, the weather will be good up there. It will always be hot. Um, so it could be an option. Western Australia, parts of Western Australia is probably very similar to Queensland, except it's just on the opposite coast. So there could be some decent, you know, weather there. Some parts maybe are very similar to what you experience in Queensland here. You know, I don't know. I've never been there. That said, I've never been to Southern Australia either, but I'm assuming Southern Australia's weather is going to be more like Melbourne or Victoria. You know, where you've got a huge hardcore spring. And I guess, look, being in a van, of course, I could travel around. I don't have to stay in one set area. When spring comes, I could always go somewhere else or whatever. So there is that. I do want to travel and see the whole country here of Australia. I want to see all the places I haven't been to yet here. That's something I really want to do. So we'll just play it by ear, though, you know, and see how we go, and where we end up. But definitely, there is something about Sunshine Coast. I've been thinking about it, and I really like the Sunshine Coast. It's just it's just cool enough to not be overdone, and you know, it's balanced. It's got a better balance, I feel. It's not too over the top, it's not too underwhelming. It's kind of somewhere in the middle. It's not too over busy at the moment, you know, compared to Gold Coast, where it's just way busier, way more people. And during this pandemic in particular, as long as there's a pandemic, I definitely want to minimize my being in places that I feel are just overly crowded. That's just me, you know. So prevention's the best cure. Um, for me, I feel I found the COVID cure, which is prevention. I say this all the time. And so if my prevention game is on point, then I don't think I have to worry about COVID. I don't think I have to worry about the pandemic at all. I don't think I have to worry about vaccines or anything really. That's just my personal opinion, my thought. If I play the prevention game very well, which can be challenging. It means not doing certain things, or if you're doing certain things, to make sure that you're doing everything you can to really make sure that you're protected. Like wearing 3 or 4 masks. You guys have seen me put 3 masks on. Might seem overkill, but not to me. I get 3, 4 masks on means that's 3, 4 times the protection. And social distancing, keeping your distance from other people. When people, sometimes it's hard to do. You go in a supermarket, you see a group of people in one aisle, and then you turn around and you go back the long way around to get where you want to get to, or you skip an aisle altogether when there's like 3 or 4 people on that aisle, and they're not seeming to leave, like when they're stocking up the aisle. So I just completely like, well, screw it. I guess I can't go that aisle today. So you got to play the game, minimize your time in places like that. Go and get direct to boot delivery, to your trunk delivery, your car, curbside, have them put the food in your trunk, or whatever, you know what I mean? Like, just minimize, do click and collects and stuff. That's the best option. If you can do that, that's even better. Minimize your time, um, and spend as much time outdoors as possible. Don't go into indoor places if you don't have to. They say, if you're outdoors, it's harder to catch the virus if you're outdoors, provided, again, you're not next to someone or something stupid. So I think there's a way to play the prevention game. My goal personally probably would be to, if I can play the prevention game well enough for, say, the next 3, 4 years, I think there's a good chance that the virus will just run its course like the Spanish flu did anyways, and eventually it's going to variation itself out of existence, which happens quite a few times, most of the time, maybe even all the time with viruses or anything. They'll mutate until they become either completely super a weaker version of themselves, or completely mutate out of existence. Um, Spanish flu is gone, doesn't exist anymore. So, there's things like that that just was once upon a time a big deal, and then they weren't. So I'm hoping something like that happens with COVID. Before this COVID, there's always been COVIDs around, or coronaviruses, I should say. They've been around. They just usually never caught on a big foothold like they have now and this time around. But eventually, hopefully, it'll get back to some sense of normality. Plus, if enough people are taking vaccine shots, if enough people are getting boosters, enough people start getting natural herd immunity, and it becomes to a point where it's harder for them to spread the virus, if over a period of time, there's that kind of thing I'm hoping for as well. So let's got to play the game. I've been thinking about it a lot, and I know some people have asked me, they go, are you going to get the vaccine and stuff? And I've been thinking about it. And at first I was going to get Moderna, because I felt like Moderna, out of all of them, is probably one of the safer, better ones to get. I know my dad's taken it and not had any issues, so he tells me. So I was thinking maybe, since we would share some of the similar genetics, maybe I could be fine with that one too. But then you just hear all the horror stories. You hear all the people who unassumingly were very healthy, this and that. They took the injection. They either got really sick, or they ended up paralyzed. They ended up dead. They ended up with heart inflammation. They ended up with blood clots. Like the stories you hear, and the ones you probably don't hear about that they sweep under the rugs and all that. I don't know. For me, it is what it is. And yeah, maybe there is minimum risk. Maybe you have a better chance of survival taking the vaccine than getting COVID. Maybe that's the case. But then with some people, they get COVID and they barely have any symptoms at all. And, it's hard to argue that. You go, well, some people, it's better they got COVID than the injection, because there's people who acted, badly to the injection, but maybe not would have acted. There's people who haven't acted badly to the COVID. You just don't know, really. So there's been flus and viruses and all kinds of yucky things in our life. And outside of that stuff, just you could cross the street and get hit by a car. There's all kinds of other threats and things. There's criminals, there's whatever, there's all kinds of stuff, there's plane crash, there's a million things that are always playing in my head on a day-to-day anyways, of different ways that you could go. It doesn't have to be because of a virus, it doesn't have to be because of a vaccine. So at the end of the day, to me, I'm like, well, I'll just add this to the list of things I need to just do my best to navigate around and be preventive, take preventive measures, and to be keep my eyes on, keep be cautious about, and just do my best to navigate around. I think that's what I'm doing, because the thought of having no power, it scares me. People who even went away, they had the injection, and then 3 weeks later, suddenly they were gone. Like, it scares me not having any type of. I'm a like, I like being in control. I'm a control person. I like feeling like I'm in control of things, and at least, even though I'm not in control of the pandemic and what happens, I am in control of what my actions are during said pandemic. I feel a certain sense of control where I go, what I do, if I wear a mask, if I social distance. Like, there's a sense of a little bit of control that I can kind of navigate what happens. If you take the injection, I have no control over that. Whatever happens is going to happen. Once that's in my system, that's it. I can't control anything. There's no prevention. There's nothing I can do once that's in my body. And there's nothing I can do to stop what may happen if, things go wrong with that. Also, no one knows what's going to happen 5-10 years from these vaccines that they rushed into existence now. That's just facts, man. I'm not vaccine hating or anything, and to each to their own, but I'm just saying what thoughts go through my head. At the end of the day, no one knows. No one knows what's going to happen 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, 5 years from the vaccines and from the freaking COVID as well. So to me, in my brain says the best thing you could do, maybe, I could be wrong, but maybe doing your best to avoid all of it. Avoid the vaccine the best you can, avoid the COVID the best you can. Maybe that's the better way, because I've lived on this planet all these years that I've lived here, and I don't know. I think the pandemic, COVID obviously, and the vaccine are two things that my brain knows nothing about, the long-term effects of these things, and they seem to be the big threats in my life right now, so I avoid them. Kind of avoid putting yourself in the situations that could turn out bad, that you have no control over, like freaking jumping out of a perfectly good airplane. Nothing wrong with people who skydive, but you're taking a huge risk when you do it. That's how my brain's working right now on that level. Like, I'm not going to go skydiving. So, do you see what I'm saying? But each to their own, man. Anyways, let's keep moving. I don't know why I got distracted by that whole conversation. I think it's just because it plays on my mind all the time. I do constantly think about it. And there was many times early on in the pandemic where I was way more hardcore. I have been a little bit less pedantic about the COVID as I was early on, but that's because knowledge is power. And once I learned more about the virus and how it works, now I feel like there's certain things, like I know, like for example, there's a time where I thought, oh, I better have a mask on, even in my own vehicle, early on when the virus first started, because you just didn't understand the dynamics and how it works. Or if you was outside somewhere, like now I feel pretty confident that I don't need to wear a mask 24/7. And there's times when I can navigate pretty comfortably and feel like I can be okay if I don't have a mask on. Like if I'm outside right here in the storage unit, and as long as no one's around me, and if someone does come around me, if I don't have a mask on, as long as I feel like I've kept a good distance away from them, I feel pretty comfortable that I'll be okay, especially also being in a state that, if the numbers are right and what they're saying, there is a lower amount of cases, if any at all, that do exist in where I'm at the moment as well. Now, if I was in Florida or, some other place where they have like just crazy amount of numbers every single place, I might think differently, and I might literally want to wear a mask every single second I stepped out my door, and without prejudice, always wear it. But where I'm at the moment, I feel like, at the moment, anyways, I feel the way I feel. That could change if they do what they say they're going to do, and they're just going to, once the population hits 70, 80%, and they're just going to open up everything like crazy, and stop, doing that. I might change. If suddenly the threat becomes bigger, I might then, yeah, be like what I was doing when I first heard about COVID, and I'm not ashamed. I didn't care. I was the only stupid person. I looked like the only dumb person wearing a mask around. But you know what? That helped me feel like I could still go out and do stuff. I was the only one. There was many times I was the only one before they officially told anyone in this country you should start wearing a mask regularly. I was doing it. And for me, it just made sense, and I just did it. And I didn't care if I was the only one. I didn't care if I looked like a Fruit Loop. When I couldn't find masks, I put on bandanas. I put on a waist trimmer, like a waist shaper, like, the waist sweat things where you sweat. I had one of those I got free from Wish like years ago, and just sitting around. I never used it. It was just sitting, because I got it for free. It was like a free. You ever order anything from Wish.com? They give you a free gift thing, and I got it for free. I never used it, so it came in handy though when the virus first hit, because there wasn't mask. I couldn't get a mask at the time. Masks were sold out everywhere, and my bandana was freaking questionable. It was ripped and stuff. So I was like, I put that waist thing around me. And it freaking worked for a while there. I was doing stuff like that. So, anywho, I'm just saying, man, like, everyone's got to do what you feel works for you. But this stuff just goes on in my head, and I wanted to share that because some of you guys have asked me. You're like, are you going to get the vaccine? Have you gotten the vaccine? This and that and the other. There's a point where I was going to just get Moderna, but then I heard that Moderna wasn't 100% as safe as I thought it was as well. I heard things, like, similar to Pfizer, which seemed to be really good on the surface, but then you hear there is things like the inflammation of the heart and stuff like that, and you just don't know. You have no way of knowing if you're the person that it's going to go horribly wrong with you. You don't know. You have no way of knowing. That's what the thing is. That's the reality. It's like the flip of a coin, it's like going to a casino and gambling. You don't know. You could win, you might not win, you might lose big. um Minimize the risk. Don't go in the casino. The prevention. So that's kind of how I'm playing things right now. It could change, I don't know, but I personally also know I feel better not taking the first iteration of vaccines. When they get to the third, fourth, version, I'll feel more comfortable as well. And I'm someone who's taken tons of vaccines. I want to put that out there. I have taken tons of vaccines in my life, okay? Because I was a military kid. So I've had like TB vaccine and all these other things. And I've had freaking, um, I've taken shots for, um, tuberculosis ones, like vaccines, like all these different things, right? And also even like flu. I've taken flu shots and stuff over the years and things. Like, I've done these things, so I'm not afraid to take vaccines in general. Just so you know, I don't want to sound like I'm not an anti-vax person. That's not what it is. It's just me thinking personally. I just feel it's too soon, Junior. It's like Fast and the Furious, and he pressed the nos too soon, and he lost the race because he was too soon. That's what I'm feeling. I'm feeling like, yeah, too soon. Let me know that it's perfected a lot more. Give me the Once you get to the third and the fourth versions of things, I'm gonna start feeling a little bit more comfortable with it. Not the first version that's come out. When in the history of humankind has the first version of anything been perfect? The first of anything, there's always room for improvement with anything that first comes out. So, yeah, that's just my thoughts, man. I thought I'd share that with you guys because I know you guys have asked me. People have mentioned it, and I wasn't sure at first because my feelings changed. I changed, and I was going to take Moderna. I was actually just waiting for Moderna. Moderna's finally like arrived here in Australia, and people can now start booking Moderna. And so that's why I've really given all this a lot more thought now, because I've reached that that place now where it's like, oh, okay, Moderna's a real thing now. I could get it. Should I book in and stuff, and that's where I had to face this myself. And look, I could be being stupid. Maybe I'm making a bad decision, you know. I don't know, but maybe I'm making a good decision. You just don't know, you know. When everyone's running around with freaking horns and tails that grew from, and I don't have one, But then I don't know. Maybe I'll be odd person out, and then I'll feel left out. So I don't know. But for now, if there's a path to prevention, which I see there still is, maybe one day they'll reach a point where it's going to be too hard to play the prevention game because it's just everywhere or something. Or maybe it's easier because it just completely disappears. Either way, you just don't know. Time will tell. So for now, I'm kind of in a holding pattern. I'm just going to game, kind of wait and see, do my best to navigate the system, the situation, the everything, and see how how it goes. If I can, I look at it this way. Hey, I've already been playing the prevention game the first year of the and half of the pandemic. I was already playing the game. I was already navigating through it without a vaccine. If I could do it for the first year and a half, and now they have a vaccine that a lot of people will take, and allegedly, apparently, it will help to make it harder to spread the virus over time. It'll start making it better, allegedly. So they say, then, hey, if I was able to navigate through the hardest times, well, if times are supposed to get allegedly better moving forward, then I don't see why I can't navigate through the times that are going to get allegedly, hopefully easier. We'll see. Who knows? Time will tell. Again, we don't know. Time will tell. So I'm just playing by ear. Anyways, that's that. Don't know why I spent so much time talking about that right now. Guess it was just because it was on my mind and I was really thinking about it. And yeah, I don't know. That's just what I'm feeling. So. Dana goes, well, if it makes you feel any better, I'm still alive, despite being a dead android. Exactly. Yep. Jazzy goes, my feelings changed as well. I have my reasons too. Exactly. Everyone's got to do what resonates with your own freaking soul and just you in general. You got to do what feels right for you. I think people are generally afraid and suspicious of anything they can get for free. Data goes, yeah, man, hey, there's that. They'll probably eventually charge people for the vaccine anyways. When they do get the perfect version, they'll be like, oh, now you got to pay for it. Like anything else. The vaccine would generally make you sick for about a day, not unusual for vaccines. Yeah, look, I'm not worried about it. Makes you sick for a day or something. That doesn't worry me. I just want to know, feel comfortable that if I take it, it's not going to freaking end up making me get heart inflammation or blood clots or worse, dead. Like that stuff. And I could be overthinking it and whatever. I don't know, but hey, it's just on my mind. It's stuff I think about. So. You got Moderna twice. Data goes, oh, cool. I did not get the Delta variant shot, though. I don't think that. You mean a booster? You haven't got a booster shot yet? From my understanding, they're using all the same vaccines that they've always used. They just now have a booster. Certain companies have made a booster. It's out there, but I don't. From my knowledge, I don't think it's Delta specific. I could be wrong. Knowledge is power. Exactly, Data. If everyone has to do what feels right for them and then just be responsible and respectful towards others, that's all we can do our best. Exactly. What's up, Charlene? Welcome to the stream. If I die, I die, data says. If I take something that decreases my chance of dying, all the better. Yeah, data, that, there's different ways to look at it. Taking a vaccine might decrease your chance of dying, or it might increase your chance of dying. See, that's the unknown, data. There's not enough, pun intended, data to know. They can't know yet. They can't know what the future has to hold in that regards. Just my thoughts. All those people with polio vaccines are kicking themselves now that they aren't dead. Oh no, I had the vaccine. I'm not in control. I'm now in the matrix. We could be in the matrix. We don't know. We may never know anything. But hey, man, I'm just, hey, we all gotta do what we feel works for us, man. You know? Yeah, exactly, Jazzy. You can easily have your groceries delivered the same day. There's really no reason why. No one really needs to go inside of a supermarket. But I do find that I've had to go inside lately, like literally the other day I did it once, and I'll probably have to do it tonight, possibly, maybe, perhaps, just because there's an order limit of $30 minimum or $50 minimum if it's with Kohl's, or $30 minimum if it's with Woolworths, and there's a limit. Even if they do the direct to boot to your car, to your trunk, bring it to your curbside, there's an order limit. And that's where it sucks. And that's because, if you want to just get some water, like for example, I need water now, and you don't have the $30 to put towards the $30 limit, or $50 put towards the $50 limit, but you have enough to buy your case of water, well, you can't do the click and collect. You literally have to go inside, or you wait until you can do a $30 order or $50 order. Um, I need water now. I've got half a bottle of water left, drinking water left. So, you know, and earlier, yeah, I was like, well, yeah, I have to go in to get that because yeah. So that being said, though, I will go without water for 2 days or 5 days or a week if I have to, if the circumstances became to the point where I couldn't go into a store, or felt like it was too dangerous, the risk was too great to go into a store. I just don't feel the risk is that great at the moment, especially if I wear 3 or 4 face masks and I'm in and out quick and get exactly what I want, stay away from anybody, just freaking get my water and leave, and have my 3, 4 masks on. I feel pretty confident that I'll be okay. Currently, where I'm at, again, due to the perceived case numbers, if all that stuff's accurate, then yeah, I think I can pull it off. So, but there may come a time where, like I said, when they stop, this is where it gets dangerous, more dangerous, I should say, more scary to me, is when they stop giving case numbers. Like apparently New South Wales is stopping their regular updates or something, and going to stop reporting on what the case numbers are all the time or something, unless they've changed their mind on that. But that was what they were saying a few days ago. They were going to stop doing that. So if the whole country stops reporting on how many case numbers there are, and you don't know how much COVID is in your location that you're at the time, that's where it gets a bit more dicey, right? Because you don't know what you're working with. At least if they're doing regular sewage testing, which they say they do, and then it's people coming in and getting tested regularly, and if there's no perceived, again, cases based on that stuff that they're doing, you can kind of feel, okay, there's probably no or low numbers, possibly the risk is minimum compared to if you have no information to go on. it could be like, okay, I don't want to put myself in that situation. So that's where things get risky and crazy. And I'm hoping by that time, anyways, that I'm well more self sufficient, anyways, like where, um, who knows, maybe I'll have a little block of land somewhere by then. And I'll have my own well on my land where I can get water from underneath, my own ground through my well or something, or have a little creek or something, or I don't know. I don't know. I just know that this sucks, and it sucks that any of us have to go through this whole thing. And if more people would just take the prevention's the best cure route and follow the rules and guidelines that were presented to them early on or at any given stage, and if everyone did the right thing and wore a mask and social distanced and all these kind of things, we wouldn't even have this issue right now at all. The virus would have died out. And that's annoying. People are too selfish to do that. I think this front tire has a slow leak on the right side here, which really sucks because like the tire looks like it has so much tread, like it probably was even like a new tire. It looks so freaking new, so that's annoying. Let's get to it. What else I'm gonna do? I'm gonna bring you guys in here. little bit concerned, guys. I hope I'm not freaking... I hope this is just old poo and stuff, like... But look right there. There's a piece of poo there. Mouse poo. And then inside there in the back. Now, I don't know if this is stuff that was already back here hidden under something else. Like it could be, you know, I mean, but I have vacuumed back here once, and I have hose power jet back here. Now, granted, when I power jet back here, you know, a lot of stuff would have just probably flew up and been just there, but I just feel like the last time I looked back here, well, for starters, I definitely know that wasn't right there on the corner here. I would have seen it, I feel. Again, I could be wrong. It could have fallen from freaking anywhere. I mean, but I have vacuumed inside of that as well. I pressure jetted inside of there. So, again, I could be freaking wrong. And maybe, you know, it's just something that got shaken up from somewhere else. Which I just hope that's the case. See, that's poo there. That black one right there. I need to put tape over these holes. I mean, it could have been stuff that just was in the back and just moved to the front. I just hope that's the case. It's fallen from somewhere else. I pray that's the case. So I need to get rid of all this stuff here. Needs to go. See how that's ripped anyways? Like, I can't remove any of that there. Literally can't remove it until I freaking remove this freaking stupid whole concoction here. Which I have to move the barrier. There's the barrier, and then there's the wood, and I don't know how that wood is, if that's, you know, how that's attached. So I need all of this to go though before I can even attempt to properly get any of this, all of this clean. I need to remove these sponge things. I need to remove, you know, I need to get rid of stuff like that. And this foam stuff, get new foam, things like that, you know. I need to remove all these old panels. All those have to go. They're damaged. I need to put new pieces of wood up and stuff. I might hold on to this wheel arch one though, because I could actually just measure that, copy that, you know, and then put a new piece there. Just use that as a guide to shape it. So I might not throw that piece out yet. But all this stuff needs to just go. It's no good. Stuff can't be good for your breathing either. All this stuff just is falling off from the plasterboard or wherever that crap is. So all this needs to go. And that's what I was going to start ripping down right now. I just want to rip all this stuff. Just get rid of it all. Just screw it, you know. The back part here, like, there's nothing really to salvage back here anyways. Like, you know, I might as well just remove it all. But I do need to put tape over these holes because stuff can get in here from, you know, bugs and things can get in there. So I definitely need to do that. I'm going to do that right now while I'm thinking of it. And I'm going to throw this trash out and stuff. Again, get it all clean. So I'm going to unscrew these top boards from this thing starting. I'm going to do that so then I'll be able to at least stand up straight inside of here. I mean, granted, it'll be in between those woods, but these are just screwed on. So I can unscrew these top parts. Then I'll be able to stand further inside and get a look at what I need to move how to get that freaking frame, this whole frame thing off. Because yeah, I just want all this gone so I can access. It's gonna be the only thing is right now. Ironically, that wall in the front there, the stupid thing that I don't want here, right there though, on the flip side, is the only thing protecting all this other crap from blowing to the front. Ironically, but I'll be able to clean it all better when that's gone. On the flip side, I'll be able to clean this better. And once I clean all this and then put, carpet down inside of here, then, that's going to make a huge difference. So, I just, I wanted to be sure of my decision before I did it. Because, having this in here right now is a selling point, so double bed, like someone, that's a selling point. If I vacuumed all of this down there, let's say hypothetically, if this interested me, if I didn't want to be able to just walk straight through my van and have that sort of access, if I freaking, took this here, cleaned all this down there, put new pieces of wood on the sides there, painted these little side parts there, and then just put carpet down the ground here in the back. Like this would look pretty clean and good back here. But I just don't see the sense in having it. I mean, this space from that height to there, that's even less than Van Diesel standing room. So it's just a waste of space unless you're literally going to stick motorcycles back here. And if you were going to stick motorcycles in the back of your vehicle, you still don't need this bed part up here to do that. You don't need that there to be able to achieve that. So I'm guessing underneath the van there will probably be a bolt on the chains, on the backside of the chains, that I'd have to unscrew to get these chains out. And once I do that, I'm going to have gigantic holes in the carpet, which is not good. I mean, in the ground, in the vehicle. Even if I cover it with just wood or carpet, it's still going to be there. So, I mean, in a perfect world, I'd probably need to get like a fabricator, like a welder, to weld some sheets of freaking metal underneath to block these holes properly. Otherwise, they're still there. If I put anything over it, they're still there. If I put carpet, if I put freaking... That doesn't make the holes disappear. The only way to really make them go is to get them filled in properly. I don't understand why you would... I mean, I guess you obviously would want your chains to be, secured to the frame of the vehicle, whoever did this originally, but I just feel surely there was a better way than drilling all the way through your van to the floor. So now you're left with just big, gigantic holes throughout it. I don't know, man. Maybe it's just me. Maybe I would have did it differently. I just feel like you could have did like that on the side there with the grappling, built something like that, and then just had straps going from stuff like that. Like, I don't know. I mean, I get why they did it, but I just feel surely there's a better way, right? But that poo right here in the front is bothering me because I just don't see where it would have come from. I mean, I guess it could have came out of there. I don't know. I hope it's just not... It looks... I mean, does that look fresh to anyone else? To me, it kind of looks like it's newish. I could be wrong, but... Anywho... I mean, I sprayed all in here and stuff, and so that's the other thing. Like, even in this door here, look in the corner there.
there's a hole to the outside. Like there's a very apparent hole. I don't know if that's intentional via design. It looks like it's just something's come apart, and that isn't how it was. But I mean, I don't know. But there's rust there. All right. Anywho, what do you guys think? I'm just reading what you guys have been saying. Have you guys been chiming in? Yes, Faith, great idea. I think once you start demolishing, making over Vanormous, you will start to feel much better. Yeah, I think so too, Jazzy. Don't take my horrible advice, by the way. Data goes, scrap everything, Faith, start over from scratch. Data, that's not horrible advice. That's good advice. Scrap everything, Faith, start over from scratch. I think that's great advice. That's what I'm leaning towards, just taking all this crap out. Just get rid of it all. Just take all the stuff out, because I know for a fact that allergens are trapped, pet dander from cats and from rodents are trapped in this carpet. I know it for a fact. Plus tons of dust and dirt. I know this for a fact. So, yeah, getting rid of it all would definitely make things better from a breathability point of view. I guess I could, like, the only thing is going to be hard to get up. Like, this stuff is glued on, like, megally freaking glued on, like, ultrally glued on, and ripping it off is going to be a pain in the butt to remove it. Plus, the only other thing is, like, also removing all this stuff, this carpeted stuff, without having anything to replace it with immediately, like not being able to fix it. um, and just the downlight areas. Those are the things that, the workaround. I've already come to the conclusion I'm gonna have to put new downlight little things in anyways, because the ones that they've put in just are stupid. Whoever did this doesn't make sense. Like, they welded. I showed you guys last time. It's dumb. It's like just dumb. But like, there, it's welded. The bottom is welded. They've like used a soldering iron. They soldered the end to the bulb. Like, every time you want to replace the bulb, if you have to solder it each time, is just stupid. That's just not even logical. Does not make sense to do that. Anyways, let's get to it. I also want to get my vacuum and see what I can get done with my vacuum. Do some more vacuuming. The more I vacuum, the more stuff that I can suck out, the better. Just gonna keep doing it and doing it and doing it and doing it. Eventually things get better anyways, but yeah, this whole concoction, it's wasting, it's a waste of space. Even if you I just, again, a better way to have done this, in my opinion, because I just, even if I was taking motorcycles in my van personally, I would have made a fold away bed that had just on the side little sides that could fold out, and then put my bikes in without having to, like, this just takes up, this eats your space. again, I know why they did it the way they did it. That's fine. And this could have suited the person's needs who first built it. And we're like, yeah, this is the way I'll do it. But for me, I just see a waste of potential space for your van. It's a very, you know, I don't know. But if your van is meant to just move stuff, then I guess, yeah, still seems a waste. This thing here is built on. Can you guys see this? That's why I said this feels like it's factory. I mean, sure, that could have been fabricated. Someone could have made that, but that looks like a factory type option to me, if you ask me, guys. With the big, you know, metal pieces on the side of the vehicle like that, and this folds out. Does it feel factory to anyone else, or is it just me? That feels factory. But I'm at odds ends, see, because this thing here, it could potentially stay and be some type of shelving thing, but it's not completely flat. You guys can tell it's on an angle. It doesn't sit flush flat completely. So things would be, if you used it as a shelf or something, like just had it permanently down, well, you'd end up with it being sloped. It doesn't seem to want to be. Okay, I take that back. It's still not completely flat though. That's maximum. That's as low as it goes. So anything you had on here would still kind of float backwards. Um, Again, I think it's too much. It's using up too much space for my needs. Um, if I was going to use this as a bench or something, I would literally like half the size. It just sticks out so far. It's like it comes out to half of the size of the van, which I know it was here originally for to be slept on. Um, Now it could still be used to sleep on and potentially cool. Like my idea of just securing it to the side so it's out of the way, then that's not a real issue. But easier said than done, and this thing is so heavy. Like really heavy. But yeah, you know, like putting it up like that and just figuring out a good way to secure it, which I don't really have the answer just yet, but I will. But yeah, see all this carpet, just removing it's going to be hard. It's glued to the wood, guys. I don't know if you guys have ever dealt with this kind of stuff before, but it's easier said than done to remove it. See? It's glued badly. Like I've just tried to pull that a bit and it's just glued big time on here. So it's really hard. I mean, I guess the roof's going to be the hardest part. These panels here, they're screws, so I can remove these pieces of wood at least. Bear in mind, though, once I remove these pieces of wood completely, if I remove them completely, I'm going to have exposed metal like this, which presents a whole bunch of other issues, especially if the back side of that is as dirty and messed up and potentially probably rusty too. I'm imagining it's going to be. There'll probably be a lot of imperfections. That's going to be around the whole vehicle, and until I'm able to replace the wood, that's what I'm going to be presented with on the regular. So, you know, easier said than done, guys. Stripping everything out, easier said than done. Especially the roof, which there's probably screws to pieces of the wood hidden underneath the carpet in certain areas, but without knowing where those holes are, pain in the butt. And otherwise, it'd be nice if I could just rip the carpet off. But look at that. I just try, even if you just try to pull, like it's glued on heavy. Like it's not going to just come off easy at all. you're better off probably. It's hard, see, because there is some electrical wiring up in the roof. I have to figure out the best way to. I mean, I might be able to just unplug the battery and then just pull those bulbs out and tape the wires on the end and just make sure the switch doesn't come on. Because I feel like I'm going to redo those anyways, because these are just gay. Can't replace the bulbs easy. The infrastructure isn't there to just plug a new bulb in. This is stupid. Stupidest thing I've ever seen. Because then I could maybe just rip the freaking roof completely out. But just remember how Van Diesel looked when there's nothing underneath the roof. This is going to look probably even worse than that. This is going to look bad because I have a feeling the top of the roof underneath here is probably got dirt, rust, all kinds of stuff. That's my thoughts. I don't think it's going to be nowhere near Van Diesel's level of clean and no rust inside at all. What happened to that? Did I step in it? So annoying. Such a big job. If I had the money, I would just literally pay someone to redo the roof and the walls. Make life easier for me. Just for my allergies and stuff purposes mainly. I can only imagine how horrible that's going to be. But anyways, I'm going to get the ball rolling. We'll just see how it plays out. Just got to be 100% sure that this is what I want to do because, what's up, Svig? Because once I've started pulling the stuff apart and removing it, there's no going back. And, and that's a big deal. Because then I can't hide it or pretend like it's not there. All right, I'm going to get my vacuum. I'm going to vacuum, do some vacuuming, throw that trash out. Get it as clean as I can. Forgot. I gotta get the thing out of Vantastic. Oh, bummer. I don't know what that is. My vacuum's in Vantastic as well. $10.96. Cool. All right, guys, I got to make a quick phone call. I'll be back in a second. I've got really good news. I think I found the part. The guy says he has one on his shelf. Fingers crossed. It says it's the right one. It's the 6-stud one, the same that I need. It's down in Victoria. And the part is going to, I'm just finding out. He's going to call me back and let me know 100% if, like, what is included with the part and what he's going to charge to have it shipped up here to the Sunshine Coast for me. This could be the answer to my prayers. I don't know if we've got any. Do we have anyone in Victoria? Any family, off-tap family in Victoria? If you are, let me know. Maybe you can go pick the part up for me. And then, because it might work out cheaper if you guys send it. I don't know if someone else sends it other than the shippers. I don't know, but he's going to get back to me. But he does have a hub. He says he has a hub assembly, which is what I believe I need. He says he has that. So even if it's half of the solution, he definitely has the hub, the 6 thingy. So even if it's part of the solution and it's not everything I need, at least it's part of it. But he definitely has the hub there. So he says he's just double checking everything. And yeah, I'm excited. If this is legit, that's gonna be dope. So he's gonna let me know. He said he could do it for $180, the hub thingy, and then whatever he's gonna charge for shipping. I don't know what it's gonna cost to ship that, if they go by weight or what. So I'll find out, see what he says. But this could be the solution we've been waiting for. So he's gonna call me back. This could be an answer to my prayers. So I don't want to get super excited until I know for sure that, like 100% he's going to call me back. So I don't want to get too super excited. He said it's old stock that's been in there, so it's like literally some stock that he's had in there for a minute. Like he says, it's old stock, so he's going to double check on it and everything. So I don't want to get super excited until I know for 100% sure, but it's looking good. It's looking good. It doesn't call me back. If this plays out, what's up, the mask? If this happens, I'm gonna be so freaking happy. So the good news on the flip side is, because this was an October 96 van, that's the newer one. So in 96, so basically this van is the first of the new gen that came out from 96 to 2000, which is lucky, because if this was the previous generation, which was from 94 to 96, that means it's even older. That means it's harder to get parts for, right? Because it was a short-lived gen. From 94 to 96, that generation only lived for 2 years, and that's also an older gen. So because this is from 96 to 2000, this generation lived longer for 4 years, and it's the newer gen. So a lot more chances of us, winning here. Plus, interesting thing. So this van, they made a version with ABS and without ABS. And I just put my key in the ignition, and you know how when you put your key in ignition, if it has ABS, the ABS lights up on the dash and stuff. Well, ABS does not light up on the dash here. I mean, it could mean maybe the bulb's out, but from what I can tell, it seems like this is not the ABS version, which is good for us, because the one that he has is for a non-ABS version. So apparently there's an ABS version of this van and a non-ABS version. So if this is, so the part he has is non-ABS. This seems to be non-ABS because no ABS lights up on the dash. So if that's the case, then again, we're winning. That's like what we want, because the part that's available is non-ABS. You would have thought anything in the 90s surely had ABS, I would have thought, but apparently not. Didn't know that. So there's hope, guys. There's hope, and I said to you guys, there's hope until there's not any. So there's hope. So, all right, I'm gonna go ahead and clean this stuff up. Get the vacuum in here and vacuum in here once more again. Well, I'll vacuum after I take these pieces of wood off. I think I'm gonna take these pieces of wood off. I was trying to lift that up. That thing is so heavy. Jeez. I was trying to get that little thing out there so that I can lift this stupid thing up. But it might be stupid to go ahead and latch it up there. I was just going to latch it up there and just leave it for the time being latched up, because if it's latched up to there, I can work it, I can walk in further. I'd have enough space. I should have a lot more space to go in there and just vacuum and clean. And just for the moment, just leave that there until, I have a 100% game plan. Yeah, it's really hard to freaking move. So I hope he calls me back soon. I know Melbourne's an hour ahead of here. So I hope he calls me back today and not wait till tomorrow or something. And the only thing that sucks, guys, is putting you guys somewhere where you can see what I'm doing. That's the tricky thing right now, is achieving that goal. I kind of really don't want to put you down on this floor, because you'll be in the way of me attempting to clean back here, and I don't want to put you in the dirt. I guess I could put you here. I'll just have to remember to wipe the bottoms off. See, I might put you in Vantastic, because I'm gonna get the vacuum out of there, and I'm gonna vacuum in here and stuff as well, and throw some trash out. So I might just stick you guys in Vantastic. Really exciting now. If we can get this part, guys. Oh my gosh. Talking about a blessing. If I can get this van freaking fixed and going, I'm gonna be happy. You know, you guys are gonna be happy too. I know a lot of you guys have said how much you like this van, and I just want to at least have an adventure in it. I at least just want to have at least one adventure in it. You know, I want to be able to go like, oh, I took it for an adventure to a few places and stuff. What's up, Donalia? Welcome to the stream. Donnelly, if you know what you're looking for underneath the hood, you can usually see the ABS thing if you know what you're looking for. I don't know what I'm looking for in a Ford Transit van for the ABS thing, unless it literally has ABS written on it. I wouldn't know what I was looking for in the hood of the Ford Transit. Like, I know what it looks like in a Beamer or something. Like, I can tell, because I just know the engine. I'm familiar with it, but I'm not familiar with this engine. I could be staring at it and not even realize it. It could be hidden underneath something. I don't know. So there is a unit that, you know, vehicles have, the ABS unit, and you can, if you know what you're looking for, you can tell. If you don't know what you're looking for, you can't tell. But the normal way you can tell on any vehicle, though, is when you put your car into accessories, which is what you do in any car. You guys know, unless the bulb is blown out, but you put in accessories without turning the car on, and all the lights light up on your vehicle. And at that point in time, you've seen your ABS light, your airbag light, your whatever lights up. So if it had ABS, and that's not saying it doesn't have it, that just could be broken ABS. But my theory is, if there's a will, there's a way. Surely you can remove the ABS. I mean, if the part itself is, I don't know. I just need to get this part. I think I don't have ABS because it didn't light up on the dash, and that doesn't mean, again, that it doesn't have it. Could be a light that's out, a bulb that's out, or whatever, but I think it's pretty safe to assume I don't have it based on that. Hopefully. And I'll have a look in the engine, but because this is the first model of this van, the first gen of this van that came out, and because it feels very naked, like, for example, it doesn't have airbags either. So you would think that airbags and ABS and stuff, that if that would be on a premium model version, you know, a higher up model. And my model doesn't have airbags. So if it doesn't have airbags, it's safe to assume it's not the upper model as well, because if it had airbags, it would most likely have ABS as well. But I wouldn't have thought in 90s. And plus, this is the first gen of this van. So maybe ABS came in 97 or 98 or 99, you know, whatever. But all I know is that this is the first of the new model, period. This came out. It's the first ones off the line. I wouldn't have thought in 90s you would have had, especially late 90s after 95, I would have thought all vehicles had ABS. So I'm kind of surprised that it doesn't have ABS, especially a van. You would think extra braking power, it would definitely have it. What do I know? I was going to have a look under the hood. I might open the hood and see if I can see anything that jumps out at me. But yeah. So I'm still waiting to hear back from him. I'm really nervous, guys. That freaking spider thing is here now. The wind's blown it over here somehow. And he said he stepped on it, but freaking why is it there? You know, like, that's a huge problem for me. And I don't know what to do. I freaking was thinking of getting a brick and throwing a brick on it, guys. Do you think if I dropped like this brick on the top of it, would that kill it? Because I saw one of you guys were saying you have to use fire to kill it. Could I drop this brick on it and then stand on the brick, and would that kill it? Or do I literally need fire? I don't even have a lighter. Like, what do you guys think I should do about that? So I'm worried about that hatching and ending up all over the place here. Yeah, Faith, what? I could put a brick on it? I was going to try to drive over it with my van. Should I try to drive over it with my van tire instead? Yup, brick it. Okay. What's up, Toddy? Should I brick it or should I drive it over with Vantastic? Whatever I do, I better make sure all my doors are closed. So should I run it over with my tires on the van, or should I use the brick? Brick or tires? Brick it. Okay. Yeah, exactly. True, Donna. I'll put the brick and then I'll drive it. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. I'll put the brick and then I'm gonna drive it. I mean, this isn't really the heaviest brick in the world. It's kind of a letdown as far as bricks goes, but I guess that's how I have it. Brick it. I'm scared to even just walk over by it, man. Oh gosh, guys. Freaking scary as hell, man. Liam said he stepped on it, but I ain't taking chances, man. He could just said he did it. I'm not taking chances. Now I'm gonna drive over it. I'm gonna drive on it. I'll drive on it with Vantastic. I'll roll over it. Roll my wheels over it. I should have left this door open and y'all can see me roll over it. Oh. Oh, my thing fell. Oh, wait. I thought I had... Oh, I put it in Vantastic. Duh. Alright. I'm going to drive over it a few times. You can't be too certain, man. If I had gasoline, if I had matches, I would have lit that thing up. But I didn't have anything to light it up with. Oh man, it's locked. Really? Alright, I can't even get in there right now. Freaking how annoying, the wind blew it right between my freaking vans, man. Are you kidding me? Good thing I seen that. Freaking hell. And that guy said he was going to call me back today, but I know they closed now. At 5 probably. It's 5:11 down in Melbourne. He hasn't rung me back. Hell yeah, guys. Okay, that was the phone call we've been waiting for. Guys, we got it. It's the part. And it's the whole thing. It's not just only the hub. It's got everything on there. It's got the brakes. It's got the calipers. It's got the whole freaking thing on there. It's got everything we need. The entire parts, guys. Everything is there. We found our part. Guys, we found our part. He said that he'll ship it for $50. Roughly, he said, so $50 he'll ship it. So it's going to be 180 plus 50, so 230 for the part shipped. So 2 things I have to do. I have to, 1, figure out where I'm going to ship it to. I don't have an address. So that's 1 thing. 2 is I've got to get to 230. So if anyone wants to donate and support the cause to repair the van, you guys know what to do. There's a link in the thing here where the Streamlabs link, or you can use my paypal.me/offtaplife link. Links in the description. But guys, we got the part. It is there. It's the only one anywhere. I have spent all day, guys. Like I said, before I went on the phone with you guys, I spent all day calling everywhere. What's up, Melanie? I'm so happy for you, Faith. Thank you, Melanie. I appreciate that. I'm freaking so happy. What's up, Toddy? Thank you. That means there's a snake somewhere there as well. And congratulations on the parts, Toddy. That's why talk about the snake, man? That's not cool. But yeah, congratulations on the parts. Thanks, Toddy. Thanks everybody, guys. This is so freaking awesome. I'm super excited. Oh my gosh, guys, this is excellent news. This is what we have been waiting for, guys. This is what we've been waiting for. Jazzy goes, my place, Faith, send it to my place. Okay, Jazzy, thank you. I would definitely do that. I'll have it sent to your place. I'll have it sent to your place. Thank you. Now we've got an address to send it to. Now we just gotta freaking yeah, get it. Dude, I'm so, oh my gosh, guys. This is what we've been waiting for. Because with that means we can find we were talking about, we was talking about having to freaking throw this thing away. The guy was like, junk it. Throw it away. Give it up. It's wrecked. It's gone. You can't get the parts. Oh my gosh, guys. This is such a freaking amazing thing. My heart is beating so fast. My heart is beating so fast. I know you guys are excited too. Some of you guys are like, Vantastic. Like, you guys like Vantastic a lot as well. And oh my gosh, guys, this is what we've been waiting for. This is the part that the guy was here. You guys are here on the other live stream. He called around the places. Everywhere said they were sold out. Doesn't exist. No one had it. No one could find it. I spent the morning calling around to tons of wreckers, tons of junkyards all over the joint. No one had it. No one had the part whatsoever. Oh my gosh, guys. Oh my freaking gosh. This is huge. This is absolutely huge. I want to cry. But happy cry, you know? Happy cry. I was thinking like, oh my gosh, you know, this van that guys, I'm so happy. Donalia, hey, thank you for the tip. I appreciate that, Donalia. Thank you for that. That's going towards this part. Thank you so much. I really, really, really appreciate it. Thank you, heaps. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I really appreciate that. Oh my gosh, guys. Oh, oh, guys, this is huge. This is huge. Oh my gosh, family, this is so huge. No, it's the whole part, Karen. So basically, Karen goes, I don't mean to be a Debbie Downer, but don't we need another part? No, it's got the whole thing. So we needed the hub, and we needed the right front hub, and we needed the axle thing where the bearing is and all that. Like, we needed that whole thing, which is actually called, the more proper word is called a hub assembly. That's what they call all that. That whole joint, that whole thing is a hub assembly. That's what they call it. But he went and checked. That's what he went back and checked the part. The guy went to check, and he said, because I wanted to know what it came with. I said, is it just the one part of the hub, or does it have the axle? Does it have the bearing? Like, what's there? And he said, everything is there. Like it's got the caliper still on it. So it's basically got, we're going to, he's basically sending, it's going to be literally probably because of the wreckers where they've chopped off the hub from the, like the whole thing. Like they would have just cut off from the top of the, you know, the, probably the axle or the suspension. Like they, the whole thing is just there. They probably most likely from the strut, like kind of situation like this, cut it. And because it's got like, it's got the hub, it's got the brakes. He said the brakes are there, the calipers are there, like everything. It's the whole thing. It's got stuff that, so I might even end up with Jazzy. Thank you again for the putting up your address so we can send it there. I appreciate that. Yeah, it's got the whole thing, guys. Like it's everything we needed. Okay, I think. All right, guys. Sorry about that. So, I just wanted to say thank you, Jazzy. Just made a dono as well. So thank you, Jazzy, for the dono for the tip. That's going to be going towards this. Thank you, Heaps, for that. That's going to go towards getting this part as well. And thank you for also putting your address up. I appreciate that. Thank you, Heaps, Jazzy. That's awesome. What's up, Ozzy? You're getting the whole kit and caboodle, Faith. Yeah, exactly, Donnelly. I'm getting the whole kit and caboodle. Like it's got, if we're lucky, maybe even the brake, the rotor that's on there, hopefully maybe it's going to even be like still good. Maybe it has a better rotor than the one I have, you know, because we were about to get the brakes fixed, if you guys remember, and then we found out that situation. So with a little luck, maybe the whole thing is good. So I'm just happy, dude. That part is a game changer. I don't even know. I don't even know what to say, man. Like I'm just over the moon. I'm freaking. I literally today was like, call around, just call around, just call around, and that's what I did. I spent the day calling around, and you know, I was like determined. Literally, was like, it's got, that part has to exist somewhere. Somebody's got it. Come on, someone's got to have it. And today I was just calling around every records because, like, other thing I was thinking, I was like, why am I not checking around and calling tons of places when in reality, a computer, all tons of records, all the records that exist in the country, like all the junkyards, aren't connected with one central computer system. So why am I believing that all the records don't have it just because one of them said they didn't have it? Everyone's computer isn't connected. All the junkyards aren't connected, you know, like I I I was like, surely there's tons of junkyards that get stuff in, even if they did have a central database of computers. There's tons of freaking junkyards that would be um like get something in and they wouldn't possibly even register because it just came in new stock, or like, or something that's been there for a super long time before they even had computers. I mean, these are like 90 freaking, this is a 96 vehicle. So they could have updated their system and not even had this on a thing. He told me, he said, this is old stock. This is the stuff he's had, old thing. He had to physically go and look and eye it to see what it had because it was on his system, old stock. So there's probably tons of records and junkyards around the place that has old stock like that. And guys, I was prepared to, after I finished calling every single junkyard and records that I could find in Australia, I was going to then call the next country. Like I was going to call New Zealand because New Zealand is closer. Thank you, Data, for the super chat. Dono, I appreciate it. Thank you, Heaps. I appreciate it. Appreciate it. So I was going to call the next country, and I was just going to keep calling countries that were close to Australia, and then keep moving further away until, you know, next I would have called somewhere like the UK or Turkey. Turkey has the bands were made in Turkey, so you guys know they were made in Turkey. So yeah, they were made in Turkey. So I would have started checking Turkey, checking the UK, anywhere in Europe, really. They would have probably tons of them because Turkey is probably more of them were abundant in Europe. Even the guy was telling me when, what's his name? When, uh, what's his name? Freaking Chris. When he came, he said they have tons of those vans in the UK. So, all right. Time to start looking around what I can sell in my van. I don't really have anything left to sell. I think I've sold everything. I'll sell my inverter. I'll sell that. I'm gonna sell that. I got to get that part. That part is more important than anything else. Even if I had to sell freaking, I was gonna say, no, I can't sell that. I was gonna say maybe my laptop. I don't know. Whatever it takes. I'm gonna get that part. That's the only one around. I'm not gonna there's no way I'm missing that part, guys. I'm gonna get that part. Don't you guys worry. Some way, somehow, we're getting that part. Now that I got an address of where I can send it to as well, which is good. So we're gonna get that part. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, guys. All right, guys. So I want to say thank you to Clinton and thank you to Karen for the donos. I appreciate you guys contributing to the parts. Everyone's dono right now is going to be going to getting this part and getting Vantastic back on the road. So thank you, Karen. Thank you, Clinton. Oh, Clinton is Data. I keep forgetting that. All right. So thank you, Data, for the dono. I appreciate it. Thank you again, Donna Leah. I appreciate the dono. Before you go, and catch you later. Thank you for chiming in and thank you for the dono. Thank you, Jazzy. Thank you, Karen. Thank you, Donna Leah. Thank you, Data, aka Clinton. So thank all of you guys. Thank you, anyone else who's made. Thank you. Who else? Someone else made a super chat earlier. Was that the mask? Oh, that was Data. Oh, Data. Okay, Data. So thank you, Data, for the super chat earlier. Thank you, everyone who also may have made a dono or something and I missed it. If I missed it, I apologize. If I did, I think I caught everyone's who did it there on the PayPal. So thank all of you guys. I appreciate it greatly. Thank you to everyone also who just supporting in various ways behind the scenes. Whether it's through super chats, whether it's through watching the ads, watching the videos, whether it's through subscribing, through becoming a member, through buying reaction requests, through buying merch, through just the whole gambit of ways, donations, super chats, giving thumbs ups, commenting, whatever it is. Thank each and every one of you guys with your support. I appreciate it greatly. I'm over the moon right now. This is I had prayed for this to happen. I was praying for this part to come, and I knew, like I said, guys, you guys heard me yesterday. Yesterday you guys heard me say that I wasn't going to give up hope, on this, that I was going to keep on holding on to hope, and I was determined to get this to happen. Glad to see some good news for you, Faith. Thank you, Ozzy. I appreciate that. So thank you all so much. I appreciate it. Melanie, love you, Faith, and always wish you the best. Thank you, Melanie. I appreciate that. Thank you, heaps. Wait, you have merch? Yeah, Data. I have tons of merch. Offtap.life. That's the website. Offtap.life. There's merch. That's where you go to get merch. That's where you go to get reaction requests. That's the whole 9 on there. But that's my main that's my website for all that stuff, offtap.life. But thank all of you guys for your various ways that you show your support. And thank you everyone just now who dropped that. Karen, Jazzy, Donalia, Clinton, aka the Mask. So thank all of you guys and anyone else. Thank you heaps. And thank you for the subscribes and the thumbs ups and the watching the ads of vids. You guys know I say it all the time. The whole gauntlet of things, just the gauntlet of things. I say. Thank you all. It is much appreciated. I'm so excited. Because even though I was determined, you guys gotta understand, even though I was determined, like I was like, I'm not gonna give up, I'm gonna keep searching and this and that and the other, that didn't mean that I would find it. It just meant, or soon, maybe eventually, but I didn't have a guarantee that I was going to find it. So I like that. Clinton goes, faith being happy makes me happy. That's awesome, because I feel the same way. When you guys are happy, it makes me happy. So thank all of you guys so much. The one that can be turned into a more comfortable place to live. Exactly, Toddy. You know, Vantastic and Vanormous. At the moment, Vantastic is the most like immediate one that can be comfortable to live in, because there's no, you know, there's not the allergens that are currently in Vantastic holding that back. There's a bed in there already, double bed. There's a sink and everything. The one night that I slept in Vantastic, let me tell you, I freaking slept so good. I freaking slept so freaking good. So, wow. All right, guys, I'm like freaking so freaking over the moon right now. It's not even funny. Okay. I wonder if I should pay that guy a deposit so he'll hold the part for me. Just to make sure he doesn't sell it to someone else. I should make a deposit. I should tell him, hey, can I just make a deposit real quick? Because I just realized I can't transfer the rest of the money isn't going to clear into my account till tomorrow or something, or next day or something. I'll just make some excuse and just, it's not really, it's not exaggerating. The rest of the money is not going to clear until it's there. So, but I should probably call him. He said he's there for the next 45 minutes. I should give him an address and then say, hey, look, I'll just give you a deposit and I'll give you the rest just to make sure I don't lose it. I'm going to make a deposit, guys. Let me call him